he didn't done, I don't know, he bumped his head or something, but he has lost his mind. And it's a shame that he has to go down the path of racism. You know, I've met Donald Trump several times. I've been to the White House several times. Actually, Donald Trump met my dad at a UFC fight not too long ago, and my dad didn't even vote for Trump. So Donald Trump isn't what they're projecting him to be, but also the racism that exists amongst black people.
Christopher Columbus again. So he deliberately is doing things to black people that isn't just political. And any black man that does it is going to obviously catch some level of heat. When a black person does it, when it's a black person, I can always tell what kind of black person. I can always tell what they are.
D.L. Hughley finally snaps and decides he's done biting his tongue. He's coming straight for Officer Brandon Tatum. Yeah, that Tatum, the ex-cop, turned conservative influencer who's made a name for himself saying things so wild they make black folks roll their eyes so hard they almost see their brain. DL isn't buying the "I'm just speaking my truth" story one bit. He's straight up accusing Tatum of running a paid performance, claiming the man's been cashing checks to push narratives that drag his own people down. Getting paid to bash your community? That's not just shady, that's filthy money, and DL's calling it for what it is. Let's rewind for a second.
That at this point we would have been growing faster than white people. But at some point, we bought into the propaganda of not pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps, not marrying the women that we have children with, not exploring economic success and having a community of growth and money circulation, and we divvy all that away, and I believe the civil rights movement.
Tatum's whole rise started with his no-nonsense takes, always downplaying racism, defending police brutality cases, and blaming black culture for society's issues. Every time something goes down in the streets, Tatum's right there on YouTube or Fox News saying the system ain't the problem, we are. And those hot takes, they blow up every time, feeding him clicks, followers, and brand deals. But now DL's throwing a major wrench in his image. He's making people question whether Tatum really believes the stuff he says or if he's just playing a role for profit. Suddenly, the question isn't, is he wrong? It's, is he a sellout for hire? And once that question hit the internet, it spread like wildfire. Tatum didn't start out in front of a camera, though. He was a cop in Arizona, proud of that badge, acting like it defined him. But when social media came calling, he switched lanes quick, turning into the go-to black conservative voice that certain media outlets drool over.
This man said it, I say it all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it.
Everybody want to scream support black businesses, but will run to Gucci before you ever spend $1 with your own people while looking for a hookup at the same time. We want to whine about gentrification, but won't invest in your own community.
There you go.
Trash it. And then cries when somebody else moves in and builds it the up.
And his formula? It's been the same ever since. Defend the police, even when the evidence looks bad. Dismiss racism like it's some old fairy tale. And whenever the topic turns to systemic issues, point the finger right back at the black community. It's predictable, it's profitable, and it's keeping him trending, but at what cost? DL's exposing what a lot of people already whispered, that maybe Tatum's truth isn't truth at all. Maybe it's just business. And believe it or not, it works. This man's pulling in millions of views, stacking up a full-blown YouTube empire, dropping books, a landing, speaking gigs, all because he's that one black voice saying exactly what conservative audiences love to hear. Every video, every post, every truth bomb fits perfectly into the same narrative they've been selling for years. But let's be real, none of this feels original.
America is the only place.
They proportionately
Who
do.
is they?
Everybody else, man.
Everybody else like who? Are you saying white people? Brother, you
Yes.
in the same situation as all these white people, and you
Am
playing
I?
the victim.
Am I?
You at the same
Am I?
university?
Am I? What does the same university have to do with anything?
Every single one of his so-called takes sounds like it was emailed straight from a conservative think tank the night before. Like, sir, let's not play you're not keeping it real. You're running PR for people who wouldn't even let you sit at their Thanksgiving table. They'll clap for you on camera, but you'll never get an invite off it. So when D.L. Hughley came out swinging and dropped that line about dirty money, it hit the internet like a punch to the gut. Because he wasn't talking about just opinions, he was talking about motives. This man didn't build a platform teaching life lessons or sharing inspiration. He built it by poking the bear, saying things designed to make the comment section catch fire. And when you look at what he's actually saying, it's like reading a conservative starter pack. First up, the victim mentality. He claims black folks blame racism too much and just need to take more personal responsibility.
No one in America, unless they're completely ignorant, would argue that Chicago isn't a problem. And
Chicago's
it's not
a big ass problem. Chicago's a big damn
it's
problem.
the
Ain't no
inner
question
cities
about it.
where our people live that we see 70 shootings over the week. Like, that's too much, man. And Stephen A., it's not even just that. It's not just the shootings, bro. It's the school system.
That line alone gets him endless praise from audiences that don't live the struggles he's dismissing. Then there's crime. Every single time people protest police brutality, he's quick to shout, "Black on black crime," like that somehow cancels out systemic issues or erases what the cops did. Next, he goes for family. He's always hammering on fatherlessness, saying it's the root cause of everything wrong in the community, ignoring the deeper issues that go way beyond one household. And of course, the all-time favorite, hard work fixes everything. According to Tatum, if you just grind harder and stop blaming the system, life magically gets better. Now, let's be honest, all of that sounds less like independent thought and more like a conservative handbook dressed up in black skin. Exactly.
Well, let me say this. I think that if D.L. Hughley was in front of me and we had a debate, it would be the most embarrassing time of his life. He gets no pushback from the black community, none whatsoever. He's in an echo chamber. It's very simple. I would ask D.L. Hughley, what policy positions are you saying that Donald Trump has failed in, that the Democrats has prospered in? And this is what he will say to me. He will give me a talking point from CNN that's been debunked 20 years ago. He doesn't have substance. What I would add to DL is I would say, DL, do you really care about the black community, or are you living in an environment where you're worshiping your skin color? Because if you care about the black community versus worshiping a skin color, why are you not out here advocating for things that will help the black community?
If D.L. Hughley's hint has even a drop of truth to it, and there's money being slid under the table for this man's words, it explains everything. D.L. didn't just accuse Tatum of having controversial takes. He basically suggested this dude's out here running a whole business model built on disrespecting his own people. That's not courage, that's calculated betrayal with a paycheck attached. D.L. didn't waive contracts or pull out receipts, but the implication alone was powerful enough to make the internet pause. Because think about it, Tatum's rise didn't happen by accident. Every time he bashes black folks or says something wild about race, he goes viral. Then, like clockwork, there's a new podcast deal, a speaking engagement, or another brand partnership.
But there's a lot of that goes on in the black community. Physical abuse, sexual, emotional abuse, the single mother epidemic that's in the black community. These are the things that politicians should be saying, we need to get a handle on this. We need money for resources for fathers that show up at the school.
Coincidence? Or a well-oiled hustle that keeps his pockets fat while his people get painted as the problem? DL's point hits deep because the pattern's too clear to ignore. The more chaos Tatum stirs, the bigger his audience grows, and the more money flows in. Every racism ain't real rant fits perfectly with a conservative narrative, one that rewards him with visibility, validation, and serious cash. It's not random, it's a strategy. And of course, Tatum didn't take that quietly, he had to clap back.
You think no, I despise him, but if he did something
right, you despise him. We hear it. I know you do. Everyone hears you.
I despise him as much as he despises black.
His favorite defense? I'm just telling the truth. He swears up and down that his opinions come from experience from years in law enforcement and seeing things firsthand. According to him, he's not pushing an agenda. He's just sharing reality. When people accuse him of selling out, he flips it fast, saying critics just can't handle honesty. You want me to lie to make you feel better, he says, like he's some lone truth teller in a world full of victims. And about the money? Tatum's got that part rehearsed too, claiming every dollar came from hard work, not handshakes in the dark. He insists there's no shady funding, just pure grind. But here's the kicker, instead of calming things down or addressing DL's points head on, he doubles down harder. More videos, more spicy sound bites, more defiance.
How many people died from the measles outbreak?
We just had somebody die in Texas.
One. They lied to you.
Can you let me talk?
Are you gonna get mad? You gonna throw the mic or something?
But you're here arguing that other people shouldn't do that.
No, I'm not telling you what to do. I just tell you what I think. Y'all can boost and boost and boost and boost and boost. You can get 45 boosters. I don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's like the more people question him, the louder he gets, feeding the exact cycle DL called out in the first place. And that's exactly what's making people side-eye him even harder. Look at the pattern. Every big stage he touches tells the same story. Turning Point USA events, Pittsburgh, Wheaton College, UC Davis, all conservative-backed platforms stacked with major donor money. And guess who's always on their stage? Officer Tatum, front and center, repeating the same script every time.
The bottom line is that if you study, you work hard, you play the cards that you're dealt properly, you will be successful. This country makes more millionaires than anywhere in the world.
It's always the same talking points, culture wars, anti-immigration rants, family values, and the same tired message that blames the community instead of the system. And each time, the conservative machine rewards him with a bigger spotlight and a louder mic. They know exactly what they're doing, and Tatum knows what he's giving them in return. So when DL Hughley dropped that bombshell about possible dirty money behind it all, the internet lost its mind. One person commented, "I can only imagine what black folks went through dealing with Officer Tatum when he was still a cop." Another hit even deeper, quoting Ye, saying, "Why did black folks stay in slavery for 300 years? Because people like Officer Tatum existed back then betraying their own." That one line had social media in flames. The disgust was real. People were calling him out left and right. "I can't stand him." One person wrote, "He spews anti-black rhetoric for praise and profit." But of course, there were still a few who ran to defend him, claiming DL was just jealous or bitter. They said Tatum's not selling out, he's just brave enough to say what others won't. And just like that, the line was drawn. On one side, folks calling him a sellout who profits off division. On the other, people painting him as a hero for telling the truth. But if DL's right about that dirty money, then every clap, every check, and every stage Tatum steps on is blood money bought at the expense of his own people. And that's the tea, baby. Officer Tatum's shiny image just got dragged straight through the mud, and now everyone's asking, are we watching a man with strong opinions? Or a man getting rich off betrayal? If you made it this far, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.